Welcome to this instructional video where we will perform a repair on a Samson Pump's liquid ring pump. This video can be used for models such as Truckmaster 1600, KS500, KS725, KS1025, and the Industrial Series 1600. Spare parts and additional documentation for these pumps can be found at the Samson Pumps Product Center, where we also recommend downloading the manual for the appropriate pump as a supplement to this video. During this repair, we will replace bearings, mechanical shaft seals, and all gaskets. The first step is always to drain and flush the pump to remove impurities. The pump is drained by removing the plugs at the bottom of the shell and pump housing, then flushing the pump with clean water. Before disassembly, it is important to follow a simple rule. Keep parts from the front end and rear end separate and place them individually after removal. This ensures better organization. Disassembly of the pump. Bolts on the bearing caps and bearing housing are removed. Typically, they can be reused. The pull thread in the bearing housing can be cut open if it is filled with paint. The bearing housing is best removed with two M12 by 130 mm bolts. When tightened alternately, the bearing housing is pulled off. Some use a puller, but the safest method is to use the two M12 threads. Once the bearing housings are removed, place them separately on a table. Removal of the mechanical shaft seal. This is easiest with two screwdrivers. Insert them from both sides and pry out the seal. It works like a lever. Again, place the mechanical shaft seal on the table. It is now time to stand the pump upright. Place the pump on stable pipes. If this is not available, the pump can be placed on a couple of pallets or propped up. It is important that the pump stands securely and does not risk tipping over. The non-drive end must be free and not touch the floor. Loosen and remove the M16 nuts on the stay bolts. It can be helpful to use pliers to hold the stay bolt when loosening the nuts. Place the stay bolt nuts and washers aside. Marking the pump. We always recommend marking the pump as it makes assembly easier when it is properly marked. Lift the upper pump housing. Be aware that only the pump housing follows. The shell may be stuck and may need to be loosened with a screwdriver. Attach lifting eyes to the shell and lift it up. It may also be stuck. When removing gaskets between the shell and pump housing, it can be a good idea to measure their thickness, as this measurement is important when reassembling the pump. Note the measurements or ensure the gaskets are kept in the correct order, front end and rear end. Lift the rotor and set it aside. Remove the flow plates from the pump housing, again keeping the drive end and non-drive end separate to ensure correct reassembly.